Welcome back, everyone, to the late night review. And tonight, I'm really happy to get to this. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that I've always loved. It's one of my favorites. And if I were to do a ranking of his films, this would be right up there towards the top. I don't know exactly where I would put it, but it's towards the top. I really like this movie, and I got a lot of nostalgia for it. Yes, I'm talking about Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sharon Stone, Michael Ironside. There's so many actors in here that had been in other movies that I'd seen, and Jones, Dick, the guy that played Dick Jones in RoboCop, is in here. He's one of the main bad guys with the white hair. Sorry for getting his name off the top of my head, but really a good. To me, this is one of the best, not only Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, but one of the best sci-fi movies that I'd ever seen. I mean, this is one of the best I've ever seen. And I remember when I saw it for the first time, I was really blown away. And the special effects are good, especially for the time that it came out. The music at the beginning, I really like the score in this movie. At the beginning, it sounds like Conan. It's not the same score, but it really sounds like it. And I just like the story is so good. You know, Paul Verhoeven directed this. RoboCop, what a director. And did a great job in here. I really like the story. I like the special effects. I like how Arnold plays, at least at the beginning, before you find out what he's done in his past and his history. Plays kind of an everyman in this futuristic world. He goes to work as kind of a construction job, manual labor, and of course he's got his build, the big muscles, and he's fascinated with Mars. He wants to go to Mars, and his wife, Sharon Stone, doesn't want him to go. And this is a spoiler review. This has been out for decades. Most of my video reviews are spoiler reviews because I'm primarily talking about movies that have been out for quite a while. And this is no exception. It's really one of my favorites. I can't tell you enough how much I like it. I think it's got a good pace, a good story, good action, good score, good humor by a lot of different characters, not just Arnold's one-liners, but other characters too in this movie. I'm sure she hated every minute of it. No, but there's a lot of good one-liners in this movie all around by various actors in here and characters. But it's got a good story. There's meat to the story. It's not just an action movie, sci-fi special effects, and you just kind of get lost and it's 2 hours to just see explosions and fighting. No, it's a lot more than the action. The story is good. The story is good, and he obviously goes to recall, and he later on he finds out that he was working for this guy and for this or in this organization, and an agent. He chooses, when he goes to recall, he chooses what kind of vacation he wants. He gets to choose what kind of lady he's going to meet. He gets to choose his job. He chooses a secret agent undercover. And a lot of the stuff he chooses turns out to be true and reflects what he did and what he was like in his previous life before they erased his memory and gave him a new one, like Sharon Stone explained to him, set up the job, set up the apartment, set up Sharon Stone and his wife as his wife. And Quaid goes on an adventure, plays Quaid in here. That's his character. And it just, it reveals different things at different times. The main boss does not want Arnold to be killed because they were close friends. And then later he decides that it should probably has to be done. But by that time, Arnold is privy to everything. And then he fights back. He gets away. He's fighting against this group, this organization. And it's just one, I can't say enough about it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, one of my favorite sci-fi movies. If I were to rank it among just all sci-fi movies, not just Arnold sci-fi, but all the sci-fi movies I've ever seen, it would be towards the top for sure. I think Total Recall's a classic, has good action, good special effects, really good story, and good pacing. I don't think it's slow at all. I think it's got overall, it's a good pace. There might be a couple scenes where you wish things would speed up a little bit, but the movie has such a good pace all in all when you look at it in its totality that I think you could say it's a good pace. It's not a slow movie when you add everything up. And I enjoy it. The rewatchability for this movie, for me, is high. It's fun. It's got some disturbing parts, but not so much where it hurts the rewatchability. It's a movie that is entertaining, to say the least. I think it's well edited. I think that it's probably a movie in terms of action movies and sci-fi, action slash sci-fi. I think it's got some of the best acting in action movies. For an action movie slash sci-fi, I think it's got some of the best acting, definitely one of the best stories. And I think whenever you have a sci-fi movie that's successful, one of the reasons it's usually successful is because of the story. Because it's sci-fi, you want to make sure it has a good story about the future, because that's the whole point of sci-fi. It's talking about the future or experiments, and the story should carry a lot of the movie. But man, it's got good action too. And Arnold as your lead, Arnold as your main character, was perfect for the role. I think this is a movie, if I remember right, according to interviews that I had seen, I think this is a movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger wanted to do for some time. And he wanted to work with Paul Verhoeven on it. And I think he knew about this story, if I remember right, in a couple of the interviews that I'd seen with Arnold, that he knew about the story, and it's a story that he wanted to make a movie out of. And they did, and it was successful. It is a classic to me. I think Total Recall is a classic, and it's very, very well done, but it's also a movie that I thought was pretty groundbreaking for its time. And the special effects are good, especially for when it came out. And I think it's influenced sci-fi. And I think the whole erasing of his memory, his past life being erased, given a new memory, and then he goes back and discovers who he was. And, to this day, I still don't know exactly what happened. There's a lot of people I talk to who've seen the movie a gazillion times and still they're not quite sure exactly how much he shared with and how similar he was to the character that he used to be. I don't know if that was exactly the way he used to be in his previous life, or if it was partially a lie and they were showing him that, or if it was all true. I still don't know 100% exactly what was true and what was real. And I think that was kind of the genius of Paul Verhoeven and the writers and everyone who was involved with the story. That a really good movie still has you questioning. Not everything has to be answered and sealed up nice and tight in a package. Look at The Shining. To this day, one of the reasons people are still so interested in that movie is because they don't know exactly what the message was and what things meant. Well, I still don't know 100% about what happened in Total Recall in terms of how similar he was to the past character, what everything meant, if they were to continue the movie, what it would look like, what's a dream, what's not, what's a real memory, what isn't. I suspect that what we saw at the end was real. It was reality. And he didn't want to go back to the way his previous life because he seemed to he was a dark character in his previous life. Now he is a good character and wants to stay that way. That's kind of my take on it. But what a classic, very good movie, pretty deep story, very good story. And I highly recommend Total Recall. Most people have seen it. If you haven't, you're in for a great treat. If you like sci-fi action and Arnold movies, I think you'll really like Total Recall. Check it out. This has been the Late Night Review. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel and it encourages me to make more videos because it's not, I'm working hard making these videos. It's not easy. And please hype this up, share the video so other people can see this type of content as well. Thanks for watching and have a good night, everybody. This has been the Late Night Review.